Wimbo safi sana wake Baton King anasema naomba niwe baraka, nisiwe mtu ambaye ninacheka tu na watu wanaocheka. Nataka nicheke nao, nataka nilie nao, nataka nisaidie wasiojiweza, na pia nataka nijenge mwili wa Kristo. Karibu sana. Na najua kila mmoja wetu hili ni ombi ambalo uko nalo mwaka huu, kwamba Baba naomba niwe wa baraka. Baba naomba ukafanye jambo jipya, na bila shaka Mwenyezi Mungu atafanya jambo jipya. Basi karibu sana katika kitengo chetu cha pili asubuhi ya leo. Natumai umeamshwa vyema na asante kwa kuwa pamoja nasi hadi sasa. Nilikwambia nitakaporejea na mgeni ndani ya nyumba, mtaalamu wa masuala ya afya kiakili, ambaye nataka aweze kutusaidia kuelewa wakati mtu anasema kwamba mimi nina msongo wa mawazo, mimi niko na stress, huyu mtu anamaanisha nini? Alafu huyu mtaalamu akaniambia kwamba si kila kitu ni stress. So leo nataka nielezee ni nini hicho ambacho kitanifanya nione kwamba yenyewe niko kwa stress. Alafu kitu kingine, sisi kama watazamaji pia nataka tujue how do we find calm? Yani tupate utulivu hata wakati ulimwengu unakimbia, wakati shughuli ni nyingi, wakati kuna mambo mengi ambayo yanatusukuma sisi kufika katika nafasi ambayo tutapata udhaifu katika akili zetu. Tutawezaje kupata utulivu katika ulimwengu huu? How do we find calm in a loud voice? Haya ni yale ambayo tunaenda kuiangazia, na pia atatusaidia kuelewa wakati tunasema mimi niko na tatizo la kiakili, what does mental health really mean? So karibu sana ndani ya nyumba. Zungumza nasi kwa 22914, na pia kisha kwamba unatufuata kwa Facebook page yetu Mwangaza TV, YouTube channel yetu Mwangaza TV. Tell a friend to tell a friend, make sure you're sharing that post ili iweze kufikia watu wengi, tuweze kusaidiana na tuweze kuna mahali ambapo huwezi fika, utasema mimi niko sawa, lakini kumbe rafiki yako naye anapitia lile tatizo. Itakuwaje kwamba hauoni? Na ni kipi hicho ambacho utaangalia ili utambue? Si kwa heshima basi niruhusu nialike mgeni wangu, dada Winnie. Karibu sana ndani ya nyumba. Winnie is a psychologist of clinical health, ama ambaye anadeal sana na masuala haya, na yuko na Crescent Minds, ambao nilikuwa nauliza Crescent, akaniambia kwamba ataniambia hewani. Aliniambia nikasahau, akaniambia ataniambia hewani. Crescent inamaanisha nini? Na what really motivated her into starting up that? Why is she so interested, in just helping people ambao tuko na tatizo la kiakili? Karibu sana mami ndani ya nyumba.
Asante sana. Kwa majina, naitwa Winnie, KARIUKI MAINA.
Yes.
And I'm a clinical psychologist.
Yes.
And the founder of Crescent Minds,
yes,
therapy and consultancy. Crescent means thriving minds. Thriving minds, yes. So what we do at Crescent is we help people thrive and obtain optimal, whatever you're doing in life, we want you to obtain your optimal productivity levels. So we work with children, adolescents,
yes,
we work with children, and we work with organizations for employee wellness programs. Yes.
Winnie, ulikaa chini ukaamua kwamba mimi nataka niwe mwanasaikolojia, mimi nataka nishughulikie masuala, ni deal na watoto, nisaidie wa mama, nisaidie wazee. What really motivated you kufika hapo ukaamua kwamba this is what I want to pursue in life?
Okay, in life, I just realized that there is a lot in life that we are not dealing with. And when your mind is not functioning well, you're not able to really thrive, you're not able to do well in life. And so I really wanted to help people. I really wanted to help people in terms of mental health, and that is how I went into clinical psychology. Yes.
Haya, mtazamaji, sasa karibu sana ndani ya nyumba, moja kwa moja tuweze kuzama katika mazungumzo yetu. Once again nitakukumbusha kwamba kisha unatufuata kwenye mitandao yetu ya kijamii, Facebook page yetu Mwangaza TV, YouTube channel yetu Mwangaza TV Kenya, and of course unaweza tuma ujumbe mfupi kwa 22914. Tumesema kwamba not everything is stress. So tuanzie pale. What is stress? Hata kabla tuja define mental health and everything. But si kila kitu ni msongo wa mawazo. So what is stress?
Thank you, Sele. Now stress is simply what stress is you have something, uko na jambo ambalo unasikia akili yako, mwili yako haiwezi deal. Like it is overwhelming. So there are many things that would overwhelm you. For example, you could feel you have a financial problem. It will overwhelm you, but you will get a way of dealing with it.
Okay.
So the moment you're able to deal with it, then it should go away. So that stress gets to that point where niko na shida, nimeshindwa kudeal nayo, but I can cope with it. Nitapanga vile nitapanga na niweze kudeal nayo. And what happens when you have stress, vile mwili wetu umeumbwa, ni your body produces stress hormones ya kukusaidia kudeal na hilo jambo. So kwa kisaikolojia utakuta mwili umeproduce, like for example cortisol.
Yes.
And the main idea ni whatever you have, let me give an example from how the human race was before.
Yes.
So in, say for example, our African culture, utakuta tulikuwa hatuna, we are interacting with animals a lot. Like those days kuna animals, kuna whatever.
Yes.
So when you go to the forest and you see an animal, your body will produce cortisol. That cortisol is meant to help you deal na, for example, utoroke, ndio uweze kuondokea hilo jambo.
Yes.
That now, yes, that is why tukiongelea stress is very important in life.
Yes.
Because
it is important?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Manageable stress is very important because if you have a project at work, for example, if you don't get that cortisol, you may not be able to meet that project, because if the timelines are lower, you're able to meet that from the hormones your body produces.
Yeah.
But very clear to say that the moment now that issue is over and you've dealt with it, then your cortisol level should come down. Your body should eliminate that, and you should go back to normal. Yes, so that is
mwili
where stress is.
fail ku eliminate ama kupunguza, then you become stressed.
No, you are already stressed. So ukifail kupunguza, tunaenda the next level of chronic stress.
Okay, all right.
Now, chronic stress is where tuko na shida that is persistent.
Okay.
Kusema, hii shida imekaa for long. For example, let me use a common thing. You're in a workplace that is toxic.
Yes.
So every day you have to deal with it.
Yes.
Every day you have to deal with it. So that cortisol level, that stress level inakaa wapi?
Inasalia juu
na haiendi chini. So at that point ndio unaanza kupata some symptoms that need to be dealt with. And that's the point at which you want to get help. Because is stress ikikaa juu, what is happening is, remember tumesema ni mwili ina produce cortisol, for instance.
Yes.
So hiyo cortisol ikikaa juu, the system yenye inafaa kueliminate, say liver, say kidney, it's always working. Whatever is producing, the part of your body producing this cortisol, ina produce kila saa. So that's when now you start feeling you're very tired, always exhausted. Unaanza kufeel you're low, unaanza kuwa irritable. Hata ukiingia kwa nyumba, mtoto akikuuliza mama habari, una shout. Unaanza kufeel you don't want to do anything. Kama ulikuwa mtu wa kanisa utaki kuenda. If you are a social person, you don't want to go to social places. So those are some of the things that happen when now you get to that space of chronic stress. We call it prolonged stress. Yes.
All right. So let's come down to mental health. What does mental health really mean? Wakati ambapo tunasema kwamba tunataka, ili ni jambo ambalo halijazingatiwa sana, kwa sababu mimi nitatoka nyumbani niende for medical check-up, nitapimwa kila kitu, you know, kama ni functioning ya organs zangu nitapimwa, damu nitapimwa, but rarely do we go through a moment ya kuambiwa tunataka kuangaliwa akili yetu, you know, hali ya akili yetu. Rarely do we do that. So when we talk of mental health, what actually are we talking about here?
Okay. Now, mental health is, you see the way you have physical health?
Yeah.
Mental health means your mind is functioning well, uko sawa. And there are measures you check on mental health.
Okay.
How are you coping with things, for example? Ukipata tatizo una deal nayo aje? Are you able to relate well? Are you able to work well? Are you able to sleep well? Do you feel useful? Very important. Do you have hope in life? Do you see a future for your life?
Yeah.
So that mental health, kila mtu ako na mental health.
Yes.
Ni ile kama vile I'm functioning well.
Yeah.
I'm able to live well with the environment, with people, and with myself. I am at peace. So that is mental health.
And what is the difference? Kwa sababu kuna mtu anasema kwamba mental health ni mtu kuwa sawa. And sometimes we will never know kwamba hatuko sawa. So I want you to help us differentiate between mental health na mental illness.
Okay. Now, we've talked about mental health as a state of well-being.
Exactly.
Which in psychology we call psychological wellness. Sasa tukuje kwa mental illness.
Yes.
Mental illness is diagnosable. Like, you have to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a doctor. They look at the symptoms. We have to
There are
look at
symptoms
symptoms.
also.
Yes.
Okay.
So you cannot just wake up and say I'm depressed. No.
Lazima
There
kuna
is what?
kitu.
Kuna kile tunaangalia.
Okay.
Ndio tunaweza kusema this person has depression, or this person is stressed, or this person has bipolar or anxiety. So ni kitu yenye, it's diagnosable.
Yeah.
And it is an illness. We must say that mental illness is an illness like any other.
Yeah.
You don't get mentally ill because you're weak,
Okay.
and you don't get mentally ill because you are not able to cope.
Yeah.
Because mental illness is caused by many things.
Yeah.
For example, if you have genetics,
Yeah.
the biological factors,
Yes.
unaweza kuta kwenu watu wanapatanga mashida za ugonjwa wa akili, sindio? So you'll find maybe there is depression in the family, or there is schizophrenia. So unakuta you are prone to getting that illness.
Okay.
And not to say that you will get it, because there is, but there are other factors that contribute. So tumesema kuna genetics.
Yeah.
Kuna pia your environment. How is your environment?
How does it contribute to my mental health?
Now, when you're living in an environment, let's go back to what we discussed about a toxic environment.
Yes.
So when you're in such a space, you are prone to getting a mental illness because, remember we talked about prolonged stress.
Yes, the chronic one.
Yes. So when you have that chronic stress, then you can easily get into a mental illness like depression or anxiety, where you think nenda your environment, you get sick. And even your home, if your home is not conducive, especially for your children, it can be a cause of the mental illness.
Okay.
Haya, so tumesema kuna biological factors yenye tumesema it's genetic.
Yeah.
Tukaongea about how your brain works. Tukaongea about environment. And there are also things you go through in life. For example, many times utakuta ukigonjeka, let's take an example of depression.
Yeah.
Let's even say you have the genes of whatever it is, even schizophrenia.
Yes.
Just before you present with that disease, you will notice many people have gone through something that has been very stressing for them.
Okay.
So your experiences also can make you prone to a mental illness. Utakuta maybe you've lost a loved one.
Yeah.
Utakuta you've lost a job, or you've gone through a divorce.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that make you prone to mental illness. So important to note, mental illness is something, it's a diagnosable illness.
Now, kwa yule mtu ambaye yuko katika hatari ya kupatwa na tatizo hilo based on the family genes and what have you, is there a remedy? Is there a way this person could avoid that?
Okay.
Is
Now,
there?
what happens is, as we said, it's the same way we are told. You could be having genes of, say, your parents could be diabetic,
Yeah.
but you don't have to get it.
Yes.
But when you know that you have that gene in your family, what do? Unaanza kula vizuri,
Yes.
you take, you
Unapiga
exercise,
mazoezi.
you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So even the same with mental health. If you know there are certain genes, you'll be very keen kujijua. I am going through something. Is it too much for me, or do I need to look for help? So that niweze kuelewa, how do I handle? You'll also be able to tell, nikianza kusikia it is it's overwhelming me to a point yenye maisha yangu inabadilika,
Yes.
I'm able to go and seek for help.
All right. 22914 Facebook page Mwangaza TV, YouTube channel yetu Mwangaza TV Kenya. Tuko ndani ya nyumba, tunaangazia afya yetu ya kiakili. Utajuaje kwamba kuna tatizo, na labda ni vipi ama ni mambo yapi yanachangia yanafanya mtu mmoja awe na tatizo hili na mtu mwingine asiwe na lile tatizo. Na pia tumeona utofauti uliopo kati ya mtu ambaye akili yake haiko sawa, yani afya yake ya akili haiko sawa, na mwingine ambaye yuko na tatizo. Umeambiwa kwamba hili tatizo linachangiwa pakubwa kama labda umetoka katika jamii, katika generation, katika lineage ambayo watu wengi wako prone to it. Labda ukiangalia unapata huyu alikuwa na tatizo hili, mwingine watu wanasumbuliwa na depression hapa na pale. Ukijua hivyo, wewe na wewe pia inabidi sasa uweze kufanya kila jitihada kujiepusha nalo, kwa sababu inawezekana. Na labda ni kitu ambacho ulipitia wakati ulikuwa unaendelea kukua, ambacho kilikuwa very traumatic, sasa hivi kikakuletea hiyo changamoto. But it is well because there is hope, and I know by the end of the show today tutakuwa tumejua ni vipi tutaweza kuinuka tena, ni vipi tutaweza kusimama tena. Mimi niko pale nyumbani, labda niko na mwenzangu ama mimi mwenyewe niko na stress, lakini sijui kwamba niko na stress. Labda akili yangu imeanza kudhoofika, lakini sijui. Labda mamangu ana tatizo la kiakili, lakini bado sijui. Kuna dalili ambazo ninaweza ziangalia nikajua kwamba hii haiko sawa. Hii inaashiria kwamba huyu mtu ana tatizo hili.
Okay. Sasa kile mental health vile inafanyanga, or rather mental illness, what happens is saa zile umeanza sasa kuwezwa na hiyo stress. You will notice vitu zinabadilika. For example, utakuta unashindwa kulala vizuri. Utakuta your appetite goes. If you notice that appetite yako, there are changes. You can either eat too much or eat too little. You will notice you have emotional dysregulation. That means you are somebody who was well emotionally managed, but sasa unaanza kushout at people, umeanza kuongelesha watu vibaya, hutaki kuongea. You will notice physical symptoms because when now your body, most of the times your body speaks before your mind.
You'll notice as in wewe mwenyewe.
Wewe mwenyewe. Uta notice physical. For example, watu wengi kichwa inauma, tumbo iko na shida. Research shows pia vitu kama arthritis unaweza kuta because of mental health issues. So there are many things you'll notice, and mara mingi ni vile we are not keen enough to take note of them. Unaweza kuta pia kazini ulikuwa an excellent performer, saa hizi umeshindwa kuperform. Ama mtoto alikuwa good performer, saa hizi imeenda chini, and you can't trace where it is coming from. Saa zingine kuna vitu tunaita somatic symptoms. Utakuta maybe your child is very good with love school, then all of a sudden hataki kuenda shule, na hakuna kitu yenye unaweza put a finger on, this is the reason why. So those are some of the things you are able to pick as a parent and as a person. You're able to see if your friend, for example, you're thinking what's happening to this person. Unaweza kuta hizo vitu zote zina happen. Na pia watu wengine they go into substance use. So unakuta mtu hakuwa akikunywa pombe ama hakuwa akikunywa sana, but all of a sudden wameanza kukunywa pombe kila siku because they are trying to cope with whatever they are going through. So those are some of the things that you can be able to notice as you're seated with somebody.
Alright. Na kwa siku za hivi karibuni we realize that the mental health struggles, mental health issues inaongezeka sana. Hapo awali nilikuwa na kuongelesha behind the scene nikisema kwamba hapo awali we used to know watu kwa na tatizo la kiakili ni matajiri ama watu waliosoma sana. Ulikuwa unaambiwa kwamba huyu unaona hivi venye anatembea ni kwa sababu alisoma sana. But today we realize that even watoto wako na hili tatizo. Watu ambao wanaishi vizuri, wanaonekana kuishi vizuri, wako na hili tatizo. Watu ambao hawana bado wako na hili tatizo. Labda kwa sababu umekuwa katika uwanja huu for quite some time, labda ni mambo yapi ambayo unaweza sema kwamba yamechangia kuongezeka kwa visa vya hili tatizo kwa siku za hivi majuzi kuliko hapo awali?
So currently ukiangalia utakuta there are so many expectations in life. Before they were there, yes, but people were able to cope. Like for example, you have your, apart from your parents, you have your aunties, you have your uncles, you have your cousins, but hizi so much expected kwa maisha. You want to live very well, you want to make it in life, and then your support system is not strong. So nakuta it is you you and yourself probably and your immediate family, hauna that support system yenye you are able to talk to, and you're able to, for example, if somebody came to you today akwambie we mimi niko na stress, sijapata kazi and I've stayed out 1 year, you know, you are able to tell them, let's say this is your cousin, you're able to be open and tell them, by the way, we could look for jobs even 2 years, so go on, keep going. That person umempatia hope, but nowadays that is not there. People are not open. The other thing is there's a lot of pressure to meet what other people are meeting. Why is that? Let's look at our children, for example. Social media. Before, it was not, you were not global. So exactly. Sahizi we are all global. So you are able to say, enyewe, where I am in life, siko sawa. But at the end of the day, is it really true? because everyone has their space in life.
Yeah.
And everybody has where they are at whatever, their seasons
point,
in life. Yes. But now social media will not tell you that. Or the children will not know that.
Yeah.
And remember we talked about the support system. There is no support system to be able to tell you that. So you'll find, for example, parents, we are always working, looking for money, but not that time to go intimate with the children, kuelezea some of these things. The other thing is, before, you'll find people had mental illness issues, but they didn't know it's mental illness. So hata your awareness imesaidia watu kujua I'm not well. But before haikuwa. Yeah, so these are some of the things.
All right, naona reaction hapa, maybe unaweza tusaidia. Nataka tuweze kuangazia how kutengana katika jamii, family breakdown, divorce, how inachangia kwa afya kiakili, especially to the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's very important. Why? Because as parents, we think, or rather many parents think, your issues are yours. It is between you and your spouse.
Yeah.
But then there are children who, it is very important to remember, they did not choose the parents. You chose each other. They did not choose either of you. So they came and they are with you. So the moment you break out as a family, every family has structures. Families are structural. So when there is divorce and now you have to decide huyu mtoto ataishi na nani. That's already trauma in itself. The absence of a mother or a father, because depending on custody, it means huyu mtoto for most of the time is with either the father or the mother. At that point, the love that was there for this child from both parents is also something that makes that child's emotions and even physically, they can't comprehend. They start wondering, okay, what is what's now? There's also the school, and people are coming for visiting day, or people are coming for events, and one parent is the one coming. So your mtoto anakuwa affected mentally. And there is also the other thing of, if the breakup or divorce is because, say, of abuse, there is the aspect of trauma, and your mtoto atakuwa amebeba from that relationship. So yes, children are greatly affected by separations and divorce, many times even more than the parents are.
Okay. Wow. 22914 Facebook page yetu Mwangaza TV. You are going on well. Na najua kwamba unaendelea kulearn. Najua kwamba unaendelea kujifunza kitu kimoja ama viwili vile unavyokusudia. Alafu John unasema Sele niko ndani ya nyumba. Thank you so much. Salimia mgeni wetu. Alafu useme unasema mimi nataka kujua ikiwa kufanya kazi ya Mungu pia hiyo inaleta stress. Nimeambiwa nikuulize hilo swali, kufanya kazi ya Mungu inaleta stress. I wish ange elaborate kidogo. But do you think that can also bring cause mental illness?
Asante John, na nimesalimika. Sasa what happens is amesema kazi ya Mungu, so it is work.
He's working.
Yeah, he's working.
Yes.
And anytime you're working, and there is too much pressure, you can get stress. Alafu pia kazi ya Mungu, in many cases you're dealing with watu wanakuja kwako, unawapea solutions. So that also makes you prone to stress.
And especially if you have no one to talk to.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow. So John, na pia kazi ya Mungu ukifanya without rest utapata stress, you know. These things just happen because it's part of us. We are moving on well. 2291314 na pia kwa Facebook page yetu Mwangaza TV. We have actually looked at the signs and symptoms. Baadhi ya vitu ambavyo unaweza viangalia ukaona kabisa hapana siko sawa, hapana things are not going on well. So before we go to the next point, ningependa tuweze kurespond to two questions. The first question, allow me to open it up here. The first question, just a minute mtazamaji, don't worry, we are doing well. All right, it's here. The first question is, mtu anauliza, let me ask, if I want to commit suicide and I take it as a prayer intention for mass or to a pastor to pray for me, to ask for forgiveness, is it a bad thing? Okay. Is it a bad thing? I want to commit suicide and I feel like I can't go like that. I need to go and be prayed for. Is it a bad thing? And no. I'm just imagining kwenye huyu jamaa amesimama akiandika huu jumbe. Please respond to that. as a psychologist, where do you think this person is standing and what could be pushing him into, kufika mahali na kusema kwamba I really want to go, but I still want to seek forgiveness?
How I look at that person, and it's really a complicated situation, especially considering that suicide levels have really gone up sahizi in our country. But again, I will want to look at it this way. Kwa nini uko so hopeless that you want to commit suicide? And one thing we know about suicide is many times kuna ugonjwa behind it. So you could be thinking you are okay, you could be feeling you are okay, but there is some issue that is pushing you to that point. For example, many times when you have depression, you will also have suicidal tendencies, especially if it is severe depression. Sometimes kama uko na kitu tunaita PTSD, that's post-traumatic stress disorder, yenye mini inakuja kwa sababu you've gone through a very traumatic event in the past, you could also have those tendencies. So at that point, in terms of kuuliza Mungu msamaha, the thing is Mungu amekupea uhai. Kwa nini utoe? Na yeye ndio akona right ya kutoa uhai. Why not uende kwake umwambie, you've put me here at this particular time. Ni nini naweza fanya nitoke kwa hii jambo yenye inanifanya nisikie nataka kuaga dunia, kwa sababu kama ni saa yangu ya kuaga dunia imefika, utanichukua wewe mwenyewe. So that is a space of kutafuta help. If you really get to that point, very, very quickly seek help. Go to a psychologist, go to somebody you can talk to and seek help. That is an urgent thing you need to do. Ukifika mahali unasikia, I need to commit suicide, it is very urgent, and utafute usaidizi.
And look for kile kitu ambacho kimekupush into that.
And at that point, you will want somebody to help you look for that thing. Yes.
At that point, mtu haezi ona, you can't identify.
Mali umefika saa hizo, you will not be rational enough. And seeking for help, unaona vile anasema uende kwa priest or uende kwa pastor, instead of us going there to ask for forgiveness, go there and tell them, maisha imenifikisha hapa, I want to do this. I'm sure they will be able to help you.
All right. But at least talk to someone.
Talk to somebody.
All right. There's also a question here. Watoto wakudekezwa. What are the results of overprotected life effect in later years in life? Umedekeza mtoto, haezi yoga, haezi fua socks, mtoto hajui kukaanga mayai, ako tu pale, ako overpampered, and now, life is waiting for him. What are the effects?
What currently is there, and what people are saying, talking about, especially in corporate, first of all, over entitlement. That one is there.
Entitlement.
Yes, everything must work your way.
Because hicho ndicho kitu amejua.
Yes, you over entitled, and that is why unakuta for in dating and marriage, there's so many cases of what people call narcissism. It may not be narcissism for real, because narcissism is a personality disorder, and it needs to be diagnosed. Uwezi tu sema because someone is over entitled is narcissistic. There are many other things, but that's the behavior. The narcissistic behavior, you're over entitled, people must notice you, people must take care of you. It's just, I receive, I don't give. I am just receiving, I don't give. There is also another effect, which normally comes with, you can't work well. Wewe unajua, everything will be provided for. So hautaki kufanya kazi. You're just there. So the child also doesn't learn responsibility and accountability. So huyo mtoto hajui ya kwamba, I have the responsibility kufanya 1, 2, 3.
Kuoga.
Sema ni kwa familia. Ameoa, let's say it's a man. Hajui it is his responsibility to take care of his family. Yeye anajua, my wife is supposed to take care of me. And that then puts pressure on the partner and the children. So that is very, very critical to note as a parent. The moment you make your child very entitled, na apate everything they need, you're spoiling them. You're not doing them a favor, you're spoiling them. You're giving to the world an adult who cannot be responsible and accountable. It's a misfit in society. Yes.
There's a case ambayo sitataja the persons concerned, lakini this young man alicommit suicide. But he left a suicide note Kwa note alikuwa ameandika kwamba I have too much money, sijui cha kufanyia. That's why he committed suicide. Let's talk about that because like right now sisi ni wazazi tunasema kwamba we do not want our kids to go through what we went through. Sisi tulikosa, sisi tulitembea bila viatu, tulienda shuleni distance ndefu, sitaki watoto wangu wapitie yale. And this brings us back to what you're talking about. You know, watoto overprotect, you know, tumewafanyia kila kitu and what have you. And then it gets to that point when everybody has everything. But even in that moment, he still feels like I'm not enough. And he takes his own life.
And yes, and that is that young man could actually be a case of you're overprotected. Everything is oversupplied for you.
Yes.
But because now you're a misfit in society, you don't have a friends circle. So you don't have people to share your life with. And clearly, money cannot be, pesa yezi kupea companionship. Na haiwezi kusaidia vile mtu mwingine anaweza kusaidia in terms of many other things. When you just go out with your friends, mtumie hiyo pesa mkule, it gives you satisfaction. So that is it's something that you also need to put in your children, that human beings are part of your life.
Yes.
They are not there to be used.
Yes.
And money cannot buy friendships. Relationships are built. You have to build your relationships. Now, when we talk about mtoto mwenye amedekezwa, hata mwalimu hawezi mwambia jambo lolote,
it's true.
It means huyo mtoto hawezi kuwa accountable, such that hata akikosea hawezi take responsibility.
Yes.
And that is where we tell parents, let your children make mistakes.
Okay. It is okay
once
to make
in a while,
mistakes.
Yeah. Amekataa kufanya homework. Let it be. Wacha aende shule. Don't talk to the teacher. Hata usiongeleshe mwalimu. Let them find their way out of that. That way they learn accountability. Mwalimu akipiga simu mtoto hajafanya homework, tell them deal with it. If it's punishment, let them go through the punishment. Wacha aoshe class.
I hope wazazi wanasikia hii.
Wacha ambiwe aosha class, osha that small space, do this. Let them learn. That teaches them accountability. Even in the house, mtoto amekosa kufanya kitu, let them learn. If you don't do X, you don't get Y.
Okay.
If you don't do, say for example, if you give allowance, if you don't clean your room or if you don't do what you're supposed to do, I take your allowance, I pay myself to do it.
Aha, okay.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Na kwa wale ambao tumezoea kunyorosha watoto, every small mistake we are caning them and, you know, scolding them. Does this have an effect on the mental health yako wewe kama the scolder and ya mtoto?
Yes, it does. Okay. Kwa sababu, let's even take scolding.
Yes.
The moment mtoto wako saa yote akifanya jambo unapata makosa. So I'm number 4.
Yes.
But you still want me to be number 1. So you're pushing me. So I came from number 8. I have come to number 4. Instead of telling me congratulations my child,
yes,
you're
tried.
Like you can be number 1. You know what that is doing?
Ati kwani number 1 alikaa wapi?
Exactly. Unajua inafanya nini?
Yes.
You're making a child, you're molding a child who will have perfectionistic tendencies. That means hata akifanya kazi na watu atakuwa akiangalia you cannot make mistakes. I want a perfect. There are no perfect situations in life, you know. So atakuwa that type of a person who's always looking for perfectionism. And again, you mtoto, you're destroying their self-esteem. Wewe utafikiria unajenga, but una destroy. Because ile umemwambia where was number 1 seated.
Na ukikaa number 4.
Umemwambia nini? I don't value what your hard work.
She's not good enough.
Yes, but when now you tell them, oh, congratulations, work harder for a better position next time, then they feel, wow, there is value in hard work.
Yes.
So when you're doing that to your child, it is not good, but there is a place for discipline.
Okay.
Where as a parent, you come in and say, these are the boundaries. And that's where we talk about now, the boundaries in the family, and you don't cross this. And when you cross this boundary, this happens. Not always about beating, because to be honest, depending on a child's personality, kuna mtoto atakwambia, mam nichape. Nichape ishe. And that means it's not working. Unamchapa, wewe ndio unachoka. It's you know. So it's important to learn how to discipline your child. For some, it will be taking away their digital
Gadgets, yes.
yeah. For some it will be denying them an opportunity to go out play. For others it will be talking to them.
Yeah.
So it's important to understand your child and the language of discipline they understand.
Wow, we are going on well. Impact of chronic stress on the brain. Kwa sababu nimesikia ukizungumza sana vile mwili una produce, venye inafanya. So kuna changamoto gani, si changamoto really, the impact ambayo ina affect especially the nervous system and the brain wakati mtu yuko katika msongo wa mawazo, if there is?
Okay, so what happens with the nervous system? It is the way it's created to deal with stressing issues is not for it to have prolonged stress levels.
Yes.
So you can, the way it works inakuanga, I have this issue, how do I react? I fight.
Yes.
That means I get away around it.
Yes.
I freeze, like nimeshindwa kumove. I am frozen. I am unable to handle.
Yes.
Or I flee, nitoroke. So the moment stress imekaa for long, that is when unaona mwili inaanza ku break down, and the brain also starts not operating at optimal.
Yes.
And you could also see low mood imekuwa persistent. By the way, it's very important to note, having a low mood persistently for long is not okay.
It's not okay.
It is not okay. Hawezi kuatisa yote you are feeling low. No. Every time you don't want to go where people are, every time, that is not okay. So what happens with the brain is you have that low mood. Your sleep patterns are disrupted. You used to sleep 6 hours, now you're sleeping 2. You start thinking strange thoughts, like what we discussed.
Yes.
Like, what if I died? What if I, those thoughts that are not common.
Yeah.
I say not common because they are not okay.
They are not right.
They are not right. So that is how the brain reacts. And also, as we said, the body speaks before the brain. So the moment you see you have headaches, stomach aches, whatever form of stress inakujanga in different ways for different people.
Yes.
Ukinotice mwili yako kuna vitu zinafanyika zenye hazijakuwa zikifanyika na umekuwa na stressing issue, it is important to take note. So your brain, by the time your brain is reacting, mwili imekuonesha, alafu sasa brain imefika mahali imeshindwa kuhandle. So ulali ama unalala sana, haukuli, you have those thoughts that are really disrupted. Emotionally, vile una react, your mind haifikiri, okay, this person has annoyed me, let me take a breath and respond. Your mind inakwambia throw words back. So those are some of the effects of stress.
Na mtu anasema mimi Sele nikiwa na stress afadhali ni watch TV. I can watch the TV entire night na sina usingizi. He watches the TV for an entire night na hana usingizi. Alafu anasema hii nayo inamaanisha niko na stress.
Hiyo inamaanisha kama si kitu tunafanyanga kwa kawaida, it means
unajua amesema nikiwa na stress mimi huwatch TV.
Sasa hiyo inamaanisha you need to seek for help, or you need to sit down and ask yourself, how do I deal with this? Because that is escaping. You have an issue, yes. You have an issue, you don't want to address it, or you don't have the capacity to address it. So let me put it at the back of my mind by sitting and binge watching.
All right. Thank you so much Waweru, na kuona uko ndani. Thank you Njogu uko ndani. Asante sana Vale nimekuona. Simon nimekuona. Unasema uko ndani. Lois Mwende, thank you so much. Ivy, asante sana. Pastor Sarah, Daniel nimekuona vile you are in the house. Mungu akubariki sana. Josh, ujumbe wako nimeweza kusoma pale na umeambiwa kwamba just go kwa yule pastor ambaye unataka kwenda kwake, lakini usiende kusema unaenda kuomba msamaha. Go talk to that person. Duncan unasema good morning, niko ndani ya nyumba. Mama Jen ulikuwa unasema kwamba wewe uko ndani ya nyumba, ati stress ni kitu ya kawaida Sele, lakini sasa si ati ukaya hapo. How true is that?
That is true.
That is true.
That is true because
anasema ni kitu ya kawaida.
Stress, tulisema tukianza, stress is very important in life. Kama una stress, so many things utaweza kufanya.
Okay.
Because for example, Sele, for you to be able to do a show, you have to prepare.
Yes.
And you need that pressure. You need that pressure to be able to prepare.
Yes.
Sasa shida ni when it becomes prolonged and you are unable to cope.
So stress ni kawaida, tusiogope. Now I want us to look at the role of the family, the church and the society katika kuhakikisha kwamba our persons, our communities ama hata washirika wetu kanisani ni watu ambao wana thrive in their mental health. What is our role?
Okay. Now let's start with the family.
Yes.
So in the family, the environment you create. So as the couple, as the parents, as the spouses, what type of environment is there? Is it a space where mtoto anaweza kuja aongee na nyinyi wazazi na waambie I'm going through this, na muweze kumsaidia without judging? Is the family a safe space? Because every family needs to be a safe space, a space where you can talk without being judged, you can express your emotions without being judged, and without being shut down. So the role of the family is creating that safe space and training each person in the family that it is okay. It is okay to feel, for example, stressed. It is okay to fail. We fail and wake up and move on. And it is okay to go through things in life. It is not a straight line. So that way, every person in the family is able to thrive in their own different ways. Now, when we come to the church is that unit where people go for hope. So the church should be a place where people get their hope. It's a place where I will go and not get judged, for example, and I will go and have people, friends in that church who I can be able to talk to and relate with. It should not be a place where we compete. It is a place where we lift each other, where we are getting hope, and where we are getting our spiritual nourishment, of which most of the times the spiritual is about hope. The spiritual is about there is hope, there is a better tomorrow. And there is a bigger being, there is God in heaven who sees everything and takes care of everything. Now, when we come to society, when we talk about support system, naona ile swali tuliongelea kuhusu kwa nini saa hizi watu wengi wako na a lot of mental health issues. It is because of that societal, hakuna hiyo connection. So it's very important as individuals, as parents, to make sure that, for example, your children have other people they would talk to. Because they may not come to you, you know, but they can go to your sister, your cousin, your brother, your mother. We need to create that connection, that network where each person is able to tap into. Now, again, very important to say, there are things that need a specialist to deal with. If, for example, you notice your child is going through a lot, and you can see the symptoms we've discussed, it is important to get them help. Yes, you will pay something, but let a specialist talk to them. Because you might realize, ata si stress, but akona something else that is affecting them, yenye wewe hawezi kuwa able ku diagnose. And there are some cases, let's use depression because it's what most of us know. Most people know about depression. There are cases of depression which actually don't only need therapy, they need medication. So even if you talk to people and they are able to give you advice, there are illnesses you can't snap out of. Like just think positive, just no. There are some you'll need medication, there are some you will need a psychologist to sit with you and look at how are your thoughts, what can we do about this. So it's important also to normalize seeking mental health support, because it is there, it is available.
So at Thriving Minds, do you guys offer both the medical, the counseling, the psychological help? Do you offer both or part?
What we do, we work with a team of doctors. So we work with, for example, if you bring your child and I notice there are issues that need medication, then we'll refer to a psychiatrist. Or if you come and we notice there are issues that need medication, then we work with psychiatrists, we'll refer to a psychiatrist. Yes.
All right. So I want you to look at that camera, that one, and talk to someone ambaye anafeel ame lose hope. Someone ambaye anasema that is me, awa jamaa wanazungumzia na mimi niko chini, I don't know how I'm going to, you know, to rise. I don't know if there is a tomorrow for me. I want you to talk to them and maybe just give us an assurance that all is well and all is manageable.
Okay. Now, for anybody going through a difficult phase in life, it is important to remember and realize that nothing you go through, tunaambiwanga hakuna kitu unapitia haijawahi pitiwa kwa hii dunia. So somebody else has gone through it and come out stronger. So vile you look at life ndio ina affect who do you become and how do you deal with the issues that are happening. So there is hope. You need to talk to somebody. If you've reached that point where you feel you don't have hope, talk to somebody and share your problems. There is always a solution to everything. Do not lose hope. There is always hope. Yes, there is always a way out.
Amen, amen, amen. Kwa yule mtu ambaye ametusikiza na anasema mimi ningependa kupata mtu wa kuzungumza, ama ningependa mtoto wangu apate mtu wa kuzungumza, are you open for communication, for connection? If you are, kindly give us the links ama the contact venye unaweza patikana.
Okay. You can reach us on 0726 373321. We'll be able to talk to you. We do child therapy, we do adolescent therapy, individual therapy, and we also do group therapies.
Okay.
There are people who want to come in as a group. We also do group therapies. We also do addiction counseling.
Okay.
Yes.
Naomba urudie hiyo namba kwa ajili ya yule ambaye alikuwa anaandika pole pole.
Okay. 0726 373321.
Wow, asante sana Winnie for coming. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us. Na asante for that wonderful and powerful teaching. Basically umetufunza sana mambo ambayo hatukujua, mambo ambayo tulidhania tunayajua. Thank you so much for coming through. Mungu akubariki sana na kutende wema. Continue doing what you're doing. Na kwako mtazamaji, thank you so much for joining us. Bado kipindi chetu kinaendelea. Nitakaporejea na daktari ndani ya nyumba, tunataka tuzungumzie mambo ya ujauzito, dalili ambazo unaziona, unazipuuza, kisha baadaye unapata mtoto umemzaa akiwa na hitilafu ama unapoteza ile mimba. So what are the danger signs wakati mtu ana ujauzito? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about. Na wewe usiende mbali. Kumbuka kwamba unaweza tufuata kwa mitandao yetu ya kijamii, Facebook page Mwangaza TV, YouTube channel yetu Mwangaza TV Kenya. Unaweza tuma ujumbe mfupi kwa 22914, alafu tutaweza kujibu maswali yako yote. Thank you so much. Kwa sasa nataka tuweze kutambua dhamini wetu, lakini wewe